Hey everyone, Zach Tucker here getting you ready for our Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Friday Night Rivals game of the week. This week we have West Forsyth against East Forsyth. Joining us now we have West Forsyth's head coach, Coach Wallace. Coach, your team is 7-2 on the year so far. Tell me a little bit about how we've gotten to this point.
Our kids have bought into everything we've done since we got here in January. They've worked hard, weight room, off-season conditioning, off-season workouts into the season, and just kept it going. And they've bought in. We have a bunch of good players that have really made transition here easy. And every week we've just been aiming to get better. I think we've stayed very process-focused overall outcome focused. So it's really helped our kids to get to where they're at now.
And tell me a little bit about some of your key playmakers.
On the defensive side, we have two linebackers inside, both seniors. Caleb David and Davion Eldridge have been really good, stopping the run, stopping the pass, and really are leaders on the defense. Secondary, we have a couple seniors and some upperclassmen that played a bunch of games back there. Marcus Wilson kind of leads the way. We got Justin Ferguson at a corner spot, done a great job. On the offensive side, Burt Rice, our quarterback, has really operated the offense. But I think the one that everyone knows is Cayman Chaplin, our running back, has over 1,700 yards, 26 touchdowns, over 26 touchdowns, and he's been phenomenal for us. And then led by a good offensive line up front, P.J. Dean, A.J. McLeod, Devin Eves, and Jalen Morris, and then Keith Foster stepping in, and Des Jackson was in there for a little while, who's committed to UNC. So.
And having a guy like Chaplin, it seems like any time that you give him the ball, he has a chance to take it to the house. Does that, help your confidence as a coach? Yeah, he's a phenomenal playmaker out there, and he sees things really quickly and can explode through it, and has top end speed to get to it. So he's an all-around threat every time he touches the ball to go the distance, and it makes calling plays a lot easier when you have him back there. Now, Coach Snow was the head coach of the football team for many years here at West Forsyth. You retired in the off-season. You take over with your coaching staff. What has that transition been like for you?
It's been good. We have some guys that were here. I was here technically 6 years ago for a spring with Coach Snow, so I have a good familiarity with the staff. So a lot of guys stayed on the staff from Coach Snow's previous staffs, and it's been good. We brought in a few new guys. New side, defensive side kind of turned over, but it's been good. We have a good dynamic in there, I think, as a staff, and it's been a wonderful season so far.
Now the game tonight, big time game against one of your rivals in East Forsyth. Tell me a little bit about the Eagles and what are going to be some of the keys to the matchup.
They got a lot of tradition, a lot of explosive playmakers. I mean, you got the quarterback who can throw it. You got some guys on the outside offensively that are pretty good, and the running back's not bad also. Defensively, I think up front, they have a couple 2 DNs that aren't bad at all. A little D tackle that's pretty good. Shouldn't say little, but so we gotta be able to hold the ball, win the turnover margin, create more explosive plays than they can, and I think that will lead to our success.
The winner of the game can win the CPC championship outright. How much of an extra motivation is that for you?
For our kids, it is. I mean, I think we still say that it's just process driven, and we need to worry about this game and not worry about the outcome of the game, not worry about what can come from it. We'll celebrate it after. We still are looking forward to finishing up this week and then getting into the playoffs season after that. But it's motivated our kids. I mean, the outcomes from last year's games, 2 games, have really motivated our kids that have been on this team also and within the program. So it adds a little bit, but we try and teach them that, it's not so much the outcome we got to worry about being CPC champions. We got to worry about the game itself and every snap we take.
And speaking of the game, it'll be broadcast all over the Piedmont Tryout on I-48. So we'll have all the cameras here tonight. How big of an opportunity is this for your program?
It's a great opportunity. The kids, there'll be a lot of fans out here, alumni, just people from the area of Clemens. They're going to have fun, and they're going to be rooting for us. It's going to be a big game. And a lot of people get to watch it, hopefully being on TV and everything, and I think it should be a good game.
Yeah, and so, we've talked about the football team so far, but another thing that people like is food. So what can the Titans expect for their pregame meal tonight?
Well, our JVs the last night we're having a Salisbury steak, which is something that one of our coaches preaches to them. I don't know. It's the first time ever. I don't like it, so we try not to. But we just try to keep it simple with some type of protein. and a carb and a vegetable in there, something that's not going to upset their stomachs, just get them ready for the game, and then have enough snacks for pregame and halftime throughout it also.
Are there any pregame superstitions for you or some of the other coaches?
Not so much for myself. You know, we have a couple coaches that want to. With Coach Murph, who loves to be on television. He does a few things, but nothing that's out of the norm, I'd say.
So next week is Halloween, you know, big thing for people to dress up in costumes and whatnot. What would you say is your favorite Halloween costume of all time?
Oh gosh, all time. That's tough. I don't know. I mean, we're going to be Avengers this year. I have almost a 2-year-old son, so the whole family's dressing up as that, and our dog also. So I'm going to have to go with that because it's what's coming up. So
awesome. And what is your final message to all the Titans fans out there before kickoff tonight?
Just be loud, especially when we're on defense, and try and create some confusion for them. And hopefully we have a great turnout.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much for your time, Coach Walsh. I appreciate it.
You too.
Good luck tonight and the rest of the way this season.
Awesome.
Let's go ahead and send it out to Kernersville. Joining us now, we have East Forsyth's head coach, Coach Willard. Coach, your team so far this year, you guys have an 8-1 record. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts on your team's performance so far.
Yeah, you know, we had one little hiccup against Davie County at the beginning of conference, but I think right now we got everything rolling. Feel really good where we're at, but we got a big game tonight.
Now, we've had the pleasure of having East Forsyth as our game of the week earlier this season, so we're already familiar with your team a little bit, but tell me a little bit about some of the players who maybe have stepped up or surprised you.
Sure. I think it kind of starts on offense with Bryce Baker, no doubt our quarterback. He's got a lot of weapons, though, to throw to. He's got Josh Austin, J.P. Gilchrist, Jair Richburg for receivers, and then we got a great running back crew, which is led by Brandon Sutton.
Yeah, and looking ahead, big matchup tonight, rivalry game. What can you tell me about the Titans and some of the keys to the game tonight?
Well, we're going to need our defense to step up, no doubt about it, to try to stop Chaplin. And, you know, Michael Mullins, our D lineman, he's kind of our leader on that D line. He's going to have a big game. And Nigel Gay, one of our other defensive leaders. But we're really going to have to lean on the defenses tonight to slow them down.
With the game tonight, whoever wins the game will lock up the CPC championship outright. What would that mean to you to have East Forsyth win?
It'd be great to win the title and represent our conference, no doubt about it, but more importantly, it will help us in the playoffs. Get us some home playoff games. Always nice to play here at the Nest, so it's more than just winning the conference title. It's more about the playoffs and getting some home field advantage.
Coach Snow has been the head coach over at West Forsyth for many years, retired in the offseason. Now there's going to be a new face on the other sideline, and Coach Wallace. What will that be like for you, seeing another new face over there?
Well, we've played Coach Wallace in non-conference when he was at Northwest Guilford. So, and I've known Kevin for a long time. We've been good friends. So it's not like I'm seeing a stranger over there, and it's not like he's seeing a stranger. So it'll be good to play him. It'll be a little different not seeing Coach Snow over there, no doubt about it. Me and Coach Snow had a bunch of battles. But the rivalry, even when I'm gone here, East and West is always going to be there. So it will be an exciting night.
Yeah, and leading up to the game, is there any music, any songs that you like to listen to before kickoff?
Not really. I listen to a little bit of country music. I'm more of a talk radio, sports talk radio, so my wife goes crazy whenever she's in the car with me. So I'm more just with my own thoughts and thinking about what's going on or going to get ready for that night.
Any pregame superstitions?
I wear the same pants. I wash them, but I wear the same pants every game. The only game, I'm going to be honest, the only game I didn't wear them is the game we lost in Davie County. So
okay.
It might be my fault.
Might be up to something there.
Yeah, I'll be wearing them Friday, I can tell you that.
Yeah, and so not only does everyone like football, but we also like food as well. So what can the Eagles expect for their pregame meal tonight?
I'm not even sure what's on the meal tonight. I think it's some form of chicken, but I'm not 100% sure because I don't deal with too much of that. I usually go peek right before, so I know if I want to eat that or get something else. But I believe we got chicken on the menu tonight.
We talked a little bit earlier about some of the athletes on your team. I don't want to put you on the spot here, Coach, but out of that group, who would you say is the best overall athlete for the Eagles?
Oh, I don't know about that. Best overall athlete, maybe Ridge Wisnett, our kicker. He's a soccer guy and all that. And I say that so all the guys will give me crap about it.
And of course, don't want to jinx it, but big game tonight. Got to get the job done, and then you can go ahead and look at the playoffs. Is it hard to kind of keep your team focused on tonight versus looking ahead?
No, our guys are pretty focused. They know what's at stake tonight. Our coaches, everybody does. So we're not even looking forward to the playoffs right now. We know we got a big task at hand tonight over at West Forsyth.
And what would it mean to have the chance to host a home playoff game?
It means a lot. It means a lot to our community. The town of Kernersville just supports us. We got a great fan base, so it always means a lot. It's hard to come here to Kernersville and play against us at the Nest because of our 12th man that we have here in the stands.
Do you think that any of the previous matchups against West Forsyth might kind of factor into the overall game?
Yeah, I don't know. It will be kind of different. They got a whole new coaching staff for the most part, so there'll be a lot of new things. So we'll kind of feel that out in the first quarter.
Yeah, and of course, Halloween is just right around the corner. I believe that it's next week. So I've got to ask you, Coach, what is your favorite Halloween costume of all time?
I like dressing up as a cowboy.
Okay. Was that more of like when you were younger, or?
When I'm younger and when I'm old, I still like being a cowboy.
Okay, awesome. And what is your final message to all the East Forsyth fans before kickoff tonight?
Hey, just cheer loud for the Eagles and let's find a way to win.
Awesome. All right, well, thanks so much for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. And for everyone else watching out there, for more Inside the Headset content, subscribe to the ABC 45 YouTube channel.